Welcome to Navigating Special Education. We will cover Individualized Education Programs, or IEPs, in this module. I'm Karen Price, and I'm a Director of Family Support at the Vermont Family Network. We are the federally designated parent training and information center in Vermont, and our mission is to empower and support all Vermont families of children with special needs. Our family support consultants at the Vermont Family Network can explain the special education process, help families prepare for school meetings, attend meetings with families when possible, and help families navigate different systems. We went through evaluation and eligibility in Module 2. In this module, we will talk about the Individualized Education Program, or the IEP. When your child is found eligible for special education after the evaluation process, the team, which includes you, the parent, writes an IEP. The plan includes your child's present levels of educational, functional, and developmental performance and measurable annual goals and objectives that are related to the present levels of educational, functional, and developmental performance. Plans for younger children under the age of 6 look different. IEPs include related services such as speech and language services, occupational therapy and physical therapy, accommodations and modifications, and placement. Required IEP team members are the parent, child if appropriate, the local agency representative who has decision-making responsibility, a special educator, a general educator, an individual who can interpret evaluations, an individual who can interpret diagnostic examinations. The school roles can be double-hatted, except for the roles of the general and special educators. Others can attend the IEP meetings as needed, including medical professionals, therapists, representatives from other agencies, as well as support in the form of family, friends, or advocates. Initial or first IEPs must be developed within 30 days after eligibility has been determined. IEPs must be reviewed and updated at least once a year. Changes can be made at any time if needed and within the IEP process. Changes cannot be made unilaterally. IEPs contain present levels of educational and functional performance. The information should always be current and show both strengths and challenges. IEP goals must relate to existing levels, and all members, including parents, should have input into the IEP. IEPs have annual goals and objectives, which are short-term objectives that are steps towards meeting the annual goal. Goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Your child's progress must be reported to you at least as often as other parents receive progress reports. You should receive information about your child's progress toward meeting IEP goals and whether your child is on track to achieve those goals. The service page in the IEP specifies the type of service, service provider, environment, duration, frequency, and group size. All services must be linked to the goals and be sufficient for your child to work towards attaining those goals. Related services are those services needed to help your child meet their IEP goals. These services include one-on-one help, physical or occupational therapy, speech services, counseling, or transportation. The IEP also provides detail on accommodations your child needs in order to participate in educational activities without changing the tasks in any significant way. If your child needs modifications which do change educational tests or assignments, those should also be detailed in the IEP. Assistive technology, or AT, needs of your child need to be considered when writing an IEP. AT is defined as devices and software that aid with your child's functional abilities, which can range from low-tech to high-tech. The educational placement decision is made after the other pieces of the IEP are in place. This is because the decision is based on your child's individual needs and goals, which are established when writing IEP goals, services, and supports. Educational placement decisions should not be made based on your child's disability category. Least restrictive environment, or LRE. When your child's placement is determined, they should be educated with their non-disabled, same-age peers to the maximum extent in their neighborhood school. If your child is under 6 years, the IEP would look different. And when your child is approaching 16, there needs to be a transition plan in your child's IEP. This must be updated during annual IEP meetings for the remainder of the time your child is enrolled in school. If you have questions about the individualized educational programs or your rights in special education, please call us at 1-800-800-4005 or 802-876-5315 and ask to speak to a family support consultant.